Hello, kid.
You know why there's two fingers? Because this is the second time recording.
Okay. This is Pastor Joe and this is my son. Today we will have question number 12 and answer 12. What does God require in the ninth and 10th commandments? Would you read the answer?
Do you want me to read or give my better answer?
Well, read the answer and then you will explain later, okay?
Okay. Ninth, that we do not lie or deceive. 10th, that we are content without envying anyone.
Very good. We will explain more deeply about these two commandments, but let's read the answer again. Ninth, that we do not lie or deceive. 10th, that we are content without envying anyone. That is very important. But when you think about those commandments, you always question about who God is. Like, what do these commandments teach you about God? Teach you about who God is?
Well, since the commandment says, do not lie, do not envy, that obviously means that God hates lying and envying. So God is the God of truth. And yeah.
Very good. So we learn from those commandments that God is a God of truth, and He loves the truth and He hates lies, even little white lies. Like
example.
Like you had a pretty rough beginning of the day, and you get to school and your teacher asks you, hey, how are you today? How are you this morning? And you said, I am fine. Well, it's not lie, but it's a kind of little white lies. Why don't you rather share your rough beginning with your teacher? You don't have to share with everybody, but if the teacher loves you and you like her, then you can say, Mrs. Flower, Mrs. Flower, I had a bit rough morning today, and your teacher will ask, what happened, and
Appa, that was terrible pathos. You need more emotion, like you gotta go like, Miss Flowers, I had like the worst morning ever. I argue with my sister and like, I'm really sad right now.
Okay. So you don't have to cover up your emotion. Again, you don't have to share your emotion or your experience with everybody, but if the person who asked this question cares about you, then it's better to be honest with that person. So God is God of truth, especially when you coming to God and praying to God. You really need to show yourself, show who you are and how you feel to God. He loves the truth and He hates lies. The reason behind those commandments is lies break down our relationship with God and with people around us. Really? How does that happen?
Well, like, so you go like, I don't know, like, Jimmy, just go.
Yeah.
Jimmy, he ate all the jam in the jar, but like, and you tell this to your mom, right? And then later, your mom finds out you took all the jam from the jar, and then it goes like, relationship broken.
So if you lie to somebody and that somebody later on found you lied, then that somebody will say, well, I don't trust him anymore. He's not reliable. Then the relationship between you and that person will be over. So, and if you, I mean, when you lie, you know you're lying. So when you go to God and when you pray to God, your heart is not really clean before God. So the making lie ruins both your relationship with God and with other people. So keep that in mind. You really need to be honest with God and with people for better relationship. But sometimes there are a couple of things or several things that stop us speaking the truth. When do you lie?
Let's see. So there was this one time. I think I drilled a hole in the wall, like an old house or something.
That was not our house. That was
Yeah.
we rented.
But I thought it was cool because I mean, little kids think drills are cool.
Right.
I think.
Right.
So like, my mom was like, she was like cleaning my room and she's like, Inu, what? Where did this come from? Why is there a hole in not even our house? And I was like, it was the ants. Yeah, the ants dug a hole in the wall.
Obviously, she knew that was right. That was a lie. Well, ants don't make that kind of hole, right? But there are things that keep us from speaking the truth. Like we are trying to avoid being punished, or we want to get out of tricky situation. Whose fault is this? This is very, very unclear, but you really need to you really try to get out of the tricky situation, so you make a lie, or even you try to make people like you. So there are things that keep you from speaking the truth. We really need to think about the motivation in us. I mean, our heart. Sometimes fear of somebody's judgment or punishment. Sometimes we try to cover our weaknesses, or sometimes we just avoid punishment. So we really need to think about why do we lie and what's going on in our heart, because if we follow those lines, then we will forget God's intention and God's love and commandment. Oh, well, actually, I need to add this. The only way to overcome those things, like avoid being punished or getting out of a tricky situation or making people like us, we really need to think about God, who loves us more than anybody in the world. So fear and love God more than anybody else. That is the way to overcome those temptations. Very good. So second subject, would you read the script?
Envy, parenthesis mark, jealousy, parenthesis mark, makes us just focus on the things we want, not on people and God.
Have you envied somebody?
Oh yeah, I remember this example from the last recording. Yeah, so like...
Well, let's not use that example because it's redundant, right?
No! I like this example.
Okay.
So like, one day I was in elementary school and I had this friend, right?
Old man speaking.
And this friend was like, he had like some pretty richy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
like what?
cash money.
Oh,
Cash Xbox. Cash
Xbox.
full screen TV, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. And then I was like, yo, where did you get all this stuff? And he's like, oh, it's because I'm rich, boy. And then I was like,
Really? Did he say that?
I don't know, something like that.
Don't lie.
I don't remember clearly.
Okay.
But anyway, I was like, where my richy stuff? Where my? I want it. I want to.
Okay, so that is clearly the example of envy.
I don't even have a triangle. I asked for a triangle for my birthday, for Christmas. My parent never got me a triangle.
You have cello. So anyway, envy makes us just focus on the things we want, not on people and God. So think about this. It's very important. You just think about things rather than people or God. So Satan always tries to trick us to think about the things that we really want, not about the people or God. If you just focus on the things, you may snatch it, take it away from somebody, or you trick somebody to get this. But if you think about people like friends, oh, he's my brother, oh, he's my neighbor, oh, he is my co-worker, or he's my teacher, then you don't put things over people, because you know the relationship is far more important than the things. Okay? So what is the opposite of jealousy?
Contentment.
There is an answer at the corner. Contentment. Contentment is a rather difficult word. Would you explain it? Contentment.
Being happy with what you have.
Very good. Very good. Being happy with what we have. How can we do that? I mean, you don't have an Xbox, you don't have a big screen TV, but how can you be content then?
Just don't worry. Be happy. It's not that hard. Just
It is hard actually, because you think about Xbox all the time and you say, I don't have money to buy it. My parents are not rich enough to buy it, or something like that.
just get a job.
But think about this. Everything you have is a gift of God. Everything you have. Okay? Even though you don't have Xbox, even though you don't have a fancy iPad or toys or cars, toy cars, but everything you already have is a gift of God. And the second thing is, God has a perfect wisdom about giving. So you may think, I need this toy right now, but God has a perfect wisdom, and He knows when is the right time to give something to you. Timing is important. So if you don't have something you really like it, then don't be jealous about somebody or envy someone, but look at things you already have. That is God's presence. So enjoy His gift well, and then ask God, I really like to have these things, but I need this too. Would you give me one? Or something like that. So rather than envy somebody, ask God. And then God will who knows, God will give you, or God will change your heart, or God will give you better idea or understanding.
I want a triangle.
I will get one. So enjoy God's gift well, and then go to God. Do not envy somebody. Okay. So we have finished all 10 commandments. Let's review just quickly, right? Do you remember the first commandment? First 4 commandments are about our relationship with God. So very briefly, what were the first 4?
Well, the first one is don't have any gods before the one true God.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is shall not make idols for yourself.
That's right.
The third one is you shouldn't misuse the name of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth one is the Sabbath. So respect the Sabbath.
That's right. So the first 4, the quick summary is no other God, no idol, no misuse of divine name, God's name, and holy Sabbath. Okay. What about later 6 commandments? Number 5
is honor your father and mother. Number 6 is don't kill anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7 is do not commit adultery. Number 8 is don't steal.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9 and number 10, which we went over today, is don't lie and don't be jealous.
Very good.
Be content.
Yes.
Tell the truth.
Very good. So remember, first 4 commandments are about our relationship with God, and the rest of 6 commandments are about our relationship with people around us. So from parents to neighbor, our family and friends, and so on. So I want you to remember those 10 commandments well, and think about it very deeply when you have a temptation, when you have the bad imagination. Think about God's intention, God's love through these commandments. Then you will get a right answer from these commandments. Okay? Alright, memory verse. What's today's memory verse?
It is from Ephesians 5:8-9. For at one time you were darkness, but now you are the light of the Lord, in the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Walk as children of light, for the fruit of light is found in all that is good and right and true.
Very good. I like this memory verse a lot because look at the first line. For at one time you were darkness. We were all in the darkness. But now we are called to be light in the world. Okay? In the world and in the Lord at the same time. We are in the world, but we are also in Christ. So we are light. So walk as children of light. Children, remember, you are children of light. So focus on the last sentence. For the fruit of light. I mean, as children of light, we are bearing the fruit. And fruit is found in all that is good, right, and true. Good, right, and true. So you are called to be good, to be right, and to be true in Christ. Remember that. So let's practice this memory verse with your parents and your siblings. Compete each other. Who memorize first? Okay. Okay. Back to the question. Lastly, what does God require in the 9th and 10th commandments?
Don't lie, don't be jealous.
Would you read the answer? The official answer?
9th, that we do not lie or deceive.
Mm-hmm.
10th, that we are content on envy and anger.
Okay, is so anxious to finish, so I'm gonna read a very normal speed. 10th, that we do not lie or deceive.
That's 9.
Ninth, that we do not lie or deceive. 10th, that we are content, not envying anyone. Very good, very good. Well done. And remember those things well, and then practice it in your life. See you next time. Bye.